Is your relationship worth saving? You might be a candidate for Date Night with Coach. Welcome to Date Night with Coach. I'm Dwayne Green. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Ebony. And our guest today, my good friends, Mr. Anthony and Aesha Wiggins. Appreciate y'all coming today. We're going to have a good time.
Appreciate you for having me.
We're gonna talk some stuff today, man, and try to help some couples out there, sharing some experiences and sharing some wisdom, man. So I brought you guys here because I know y'all got some wisdom. You know, we've been friends forever, so we
I like you, Dwayne.
I love you too, man. So we know a lot about each other, so we had some real conversations over time. So I want to kind of just talk about some things that that people can glean from your experiences in your relationship, just kind of moving forward. One of the things that we kind of do when we work with our couples is we have some core concepts that we kind of deal with, and I want to kind of get some insight from you guys related to those concepts. But first thing I want to do is find out. How did my boy get you, Aesha? Was it the deep voice? Because when he was a kid, he was a little dude, but his voice was deep like a grown man. So how did he get you?
We met through a mutual friend, and I would say his energy, his funniness, his smile, his charisma, that's kind of what drew me to him. And it kind of started from there. We started out as friends, and we made that clear in the initial part of our relationship. And then it kind of morphed into something that turned a little bit more.
She tried to say what she just said was true, but she tried to say it only lasted 2 weeks. She lied.
Give it a real then.
No, she's telling the truth. Everything she says is 100%. Just the other day we was talking about, she was like, you said you only wanted to be friends and that was fine, but that only lasted 2 weeks. I said, no. It was probably like 3 or 4 months. And I really did want to be friends. And I told her, like, listen, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. We can hang out. This is what it is. Like, I said to myself, when I got into a relationship, she was going to be my friend. She was going to be understanding, and I had to be understanding too, but more so of what I wanted. So when we just started kicking it, and I just found myself with her all the time.
All the time.
All right, cut it out.
2 weeks later.
So 2 weeks. So when did it? So that all the time, that friendship. When did that transition happen from being friends to like, okay, that's it, we together?
I feel like it was kind of already transitioning. It's just that it wasn't stated. It wasn't said. Although we said we made that statement initially and had the understanding, we had already. I could tell just from, I don't know, just the energy and the vibes. I knew that it was transitioning into more than just friends.
First time I laid eyes on her, we sat across from each other. And what I say to you?
You gonna be my baby mother. Baby mother. And I'm like...
I said baby mother at the time, but that was the only thing I knew that connected two people together forever.
In that time,
was a child. And that was the ignorance of it, but I meant, we gonna get married, we gonna have a family. I meant that, but the ignorance of it came out baby mother, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but she is my baby mother now, so.
That's true. That's what's up, man. See, I knew that story. I was waiting. That's the part I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for.
But it's crazy though that I really meant that, but I really meant to. I just want to be friends.
That it was more, okay.
You know what I mean? So
we was clear on that.
So you was confused.
No, I wasn't. I knew, when the dust settled, all right, man, you gonna be rocking with each other. I can't tell you what it was. I can't tell you. It was just one of the things. Like, all right, this is what's gonna be. Like when my son was born, he was gonna be a boy. I wasn't thinking nothing else but a boy. If it was a girl, we wouldn't be right here right now talking on the podcast because I'd have jumped off the building.
You couldn't take it off.
Too many females around, man. I couldn't do it.
That's crazy, yo. So both of the things y'all just talked about, we got that. Like, we got together. It was like you know, look, well, I ain't looking for nothing. We can hang out, good time, but it was like we was always together.
Yeah.
But I think for us, she kind of bullied me, like, you know, like we go together. Like she ain't saying, but it was
You
like,
got a girlfriend?
yeah,
Everybody can do that?
yeah. It was, you know, it's funny. We just leave.
Imagine me bullying you.
So we were at an event. We were at an event together, right? We wasn't together, but we was in the same place. And I'm like, you know, I'm about to leave. I'm like, all right, I'm about to go. She's like, what? I'm going with you. I'm like, oh, all right. Like, what you want me to say? I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So, and then I was like, yeah, so that must mean she running things now. You know what I
That
mean?
means I'm gonna get the dick.
Right.
I'm going, where you going?
I'm
I'm going with
at
you.
that point.
I'm going
I was
with
making
you.
sure he wasn't going with nobody else.
I'm going with
That's
you.
what you was doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Finally remembered. But
Come out in the light, yo.
Right.
Lights up there.
But also with the baby, man, like, you know, I had my shit, my drama and all that, and I was like, oh, I ain't want no more kids. You know what I'm saying? But she was great, man. So she wanted another one. So I was like, all right, I mean, you know, that's what we do, right?
Give
She
it a
wanted two
baby.
more.
She still wants
Give
more.
it a baby.
I do
So,
too.
oh, you done.
I wanted. So the fact that you brought that up, I wanted 5 kids. I wanted 5.
You too short?
Too short?
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
She missing 2. Where her kids at?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
not gonna buy them all.
So after I had Taraji, well Chico, he was like, "You gonna go and get your tubes tied?" And I was like, "No."
Know what I said?
Oh well, I'm gonna get mine tied. I'm not lying. He went and got a vasectomy, and I never knew vasectomies look like that. I went with him. He comes out. He was smiling like it never even
That
happened.
day.
Well, he was
That
dying.
day.
I was smiling that
Yeah,
day.
but that night, oh.
The next day, broke me down my brake pad. I'm telling you. Whoever made bikini underwear the best. I don't even
That
wear
was rough, son.
What? I don't even wear bikinis. I hate them right now. But then,
He was waiting.
Oh.
I got you up.
two things was my best friend. The bikinis was doing the day.
What was
To
doing the night?
vasectomies. The other thing was, y'all go trip. I'm being honest.
I
Though.
can't.
I don't know if your doctor told you this, but you had to release some of that
Yeah, you had to get a couple of them out.
banging like a what? Like a 12 gauge. Bah, 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 bah. Like them go. Yo, that felt so good. Oh my goodness gracious. Yo.
Oh my God.
Yo, I had like a 28 gauge shotgun. Yo, just let them go.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, they had to, but I walked out like, damn, that was it. Oh,
Yeah.
the
I
next
see
day,
that, like-
I was on my knees. I'm talking about curled up.
That's
Like with
what
my legs are like, I
So
wasn't
why?
able to touch
Hold
it.
on. So why didn't you want 5?
I just didn't want 5.
But 3 was fine, huh?
Yeah, they fine.
Yeah, so when we see, I mean, I know she was actually pregnant the year before she got pregnant with me. She had a miscarriage, right? And so when I was on my way to the hospital when she went to get the sonogram, dude, I left the school and drove across town. I was almost crying in the car. I was like, Lord, please don't let this be a girl. I was terrified. Like, I was like, yo, if it's another, same thing. If it's another girl,
I wasn't the second.
crazy. And yeah, this little.
Ain't like you had to comb no hair.
Yeah, I ain't about to have, but yeah, he trying to off me anyway. But but like the joint, you said you ain't got a joint, man. They gave me a pill. They said on your way in, take this pill.
They ain't tell me nothing. Like,
Bro,
what was the pill
it was a
for?
volume or something. So as we riding down to the spot, I popped that joint. Got to the doctor's, went into the bathroom, yo, and when I came out,
Start break
I
dancing and
was
shit.
like, yo.
What they gave that to you to help you relax, maybe?
Yo,
Yeah.
I was floating when I walked out the bathroom. Like, what is?
And
Oh.
I said, if his big ass fall, he on his floor.
All they told me was, make sure your nut shaved.
Oh, they told you that.
Clean that up around there. That's what they said. Make sure that's cleaned up around there.
Oh my God.
Yo, go in there. She
Take
said,
that
yo,
Lord.
numb you up. Snip, snip, burn. Like,
He
yeah, you
wasn't
gonna.
even bad. I don't even
Not
feel like
even
it
30
was
minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah.
She
I
got
don't
up.
feel
It was
like
like,
30 minutes.
That's it. She's like, you walk out like, boy, let's go eat.
Yeah, I just had bags of ice, bro. I just sat with ice.
That next day, frozen peas was my best friend too. Oh, I'm talking about, yo, I felt like then I had big kahunas, y'all. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my God, yo, they was, anyway, yo, go ahead.
So
I know we get on the second.
Yo, so with our with our couples groups, right? So we got 3 core concepts that we kind of focus on. We focus on effective communication. We focus on positive conflict resolution, and we focus on understanding and evolving with your why. You know, why did we get together? Why are we together? Why we stand together? Why did I fall in love with you? You know, all of that stuff. And so we use those concepts to really make sure that as we, like for instance, if we have a couple that we working with for the first time and couples that are premarital or whatever, we really want to establish a foundation with those concepts because you're going to have some shit that you're going to deal with. Some things are going to happen. And so we believe that having those things kind of solid, when stuff come up, you're better equipped to kind of deal with stuff. You know what I mean? If we can communicate, because again, how often do you have issues, arguments and stuff just because of a lapse in communication? You know what I'm saying? When you're in your feelings and you got a conflict, the conflict's not going to be resolved positively, right? And then when you pissed at each other, you ain't always thinking about, you know what, I fell in love with him or I fell in love with her because of this. I'm pissed at you right now, so none of that really matters. You know, so we try to make sure that our couples really focus on those things. I just want to kind of hear from y'all with communication, how does that kind of manifest itself in your relationship?
Communication is very important. If you don't establish a line of communication, that will cause arguments, which not to say disagreements is going to happen. That's a healthy part of a relationship, having disagreements, but it's how you handle the disagreement. We constantly talk, and we spend probably, like, I would say maybe 80% of our time together. If he's not watching football or some type of sports event, we constantly talk.
Sound like she's been a hater on that before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we talk all the time. Communication, like I said, is key. Talking about the kids, and it may have been something that I might have forgot to tell him, but then I remember in that moment, and then that kind of like, we communicate about that. We may talk about like how he said just the other day, we were just talking about how we met and what we established initially in the relationship. So we kind of constantly communicate just about different things. Even like sometimes people forget to say I love you. And I know it may seem like cliche or like BS, but just that saying I love you sometimes, get it right at that moment, could mean a lot. And people forget that sometimes. But communication is definitely key, and if you don't have that in a relationship, I really don't see how that could be a long-term relationship. Because that, like I said, communication is key. What you say, good?
Yeah. Y'all gave me too much time to chill out, so you don't know what's up. But no, you know, I talk anyway, so at this point in my life, you know, I try to make what I say count. But prior, you know, I'm gonna always talk, so I'm gonna always make sure I have an understanding with anybody who I say I love, and I feel as though that they'll reciprocate the love that I have for them to me. So anybody, I mean, you know, we've been friends forever. Like we can come to each other and say this and say that and not feel away. And even if we do feel away, we can still talk about feeling that way. Right. So, you know, anybody who rock with me, they know where they stand at with me, because we always going to communicate and, you know, had that dialogue, and, you know, I talk, yo. So. Yeah.
We do a communication self-assessment with our couples. And it's something that I actually found some years ago, probably almost 10 years ago, and I used it with like a kid I think the first time I used it was like a teenage boy and his mother. And it really helped them understand like how she communicates, how he communicates, and basically for him, in order to get what he needs in terms of getting what he needs from her, how he needs to kind of present to her. And in order for her to kind of get through to him, how she should kind of present to him. And I was mad at myself because I kept saying, I need to do it. We need to do it as a family. We need to do it. And I kind of, we literally just did it last year when we started doing it with our couples. But because again, you know how life is. You're doing stuff like people that do hair don't do their own hair. People that work on cars, their car don't work. You know, stuff like that. So like we just never did it. And when we did it, we found out that our communication style is really similar. And so like you guys said, like being in constant communication is important. And so learning how, like we know why when we beef and when we butt heads, we actually know why. Don't stop it from happening, but we can look back at a lot of times and laugh about it and don't take stuff seriously because we know like this is why she got mad or this is why I got mad because we know exactly kind of how that kind of works. The next thing is conflict resolution, right? So we also use a toolkit for like positive conflict resolution, like different strategies and tips and things like that for couples. Because again, oftentimes when folks get in their feelings, they get mad. The conflict go from 0 to 100. You try to win an argument instead of trying to resolve an issue, and then you kind of find yourself digging a deeper hole. So how would you say you guys resolve and deal with marriage conflict?
You want to go first?
Once again, pretty much just talk about it, y'all. I mean, when we first started the conversation, I told you, when we first got together, we established that we was gonna be friends. I did that because, for one, my friends, I can go to them and have a conversation with them. But two, you can always be who you are. And if you have an understanding with the person, you can talk about it. I mean, I can't, on that part, that's just me. So, like, once again, with you and other guys, you know what I mean? Y'all are my friends, so if I have an issue with y'all, or y'all have an issue with me, or we don't have an issue and then something happened and we get into an argument, we gotta be able to talk about it. I can be mad as shit at you. I'm gonna be mad as shit at you. But that don't mean I'm gonna be mad at you and then we don't fuck with each other no more. You know what I mean? Like, no, we gotta get this understanding so we can keep it moving. So when you don't get in your feelings, and you be in your feelings sometimes, but talk about it, man. I mean, everybody, I can't explain it to you. I'm just telling you,
I think
it's just understanding and be able to have that dialogue and to be honest when you having that dialogue, because if anything is not captured when you trying to resolve the argument and the issue,
and sometimes you gotta take breaks. You gotta take breaks because sometimes in the heat of the moment, you like, F you, I don't want to talk to you, and it's okay to take breaks, and y'all kind of like just. It's
all right for her to take the break, and I understand and I give her the break. But when it's time for me to take a break, ain't no such thing as me taking the break.
You don't need a break.
What you mean? Like, let me be mad. Just like I let you be mad. All right.
And it's okay. So you
go
right.
ahead. I'm gonna eat that.
I'm gonna tell you what I do like with the conflict resolution. At the end of the day, yes, when we do come and we talk, something is going to come out where we pretty much admit and we've had time to think about the process, what happened, and somebody, if not both, are going to come to the table with, I could have did this differently, I could have did that differently. That is the key, like you bringing something out of it, and then both of you coming to the table and being able to kind of like build off of that as to what could happen differently in the future.
You always got to be able to look at yourself and see and say, is it me? Like that? Am I fucking up? Well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm fucking up. Let me see if I'm fucking up.
And you gotta be willing, but you gotta be willing
But you gotta,
to change
but that's what I'm saying. You gotta be honest with yourself. Like, if you're not honest, and this is with everything. This is not even just in relationship. This is with life. If you're not honest with yourself, you gonna crash 1,000 times, and you ain't gonna never recover from them crashes because you ain't gonna be honest with yourself about why you crashed. If you fucked up, you fucked up.
There's nothing wrong with admitting that.
Realize you fucked up, understand why, and then get it together and keep it moving.
And so a little caveat to that is interesting with us, how we kind of manage conflict. And again, it's important to know your partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
My baby ain't gonna come to me and say, I'm sorry, but she changed behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So if we got an issue, she ain't gonna say, you know what, I shouldn't have did this or I shouldn't have did that. But her actions, I'm just saying it's not your norm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if I say, look, babe, I had an issue with this or that, we might fuss about it.
Yeah.
And she might, at the moment, be like, that's bullshit. That ain't
Mm-hmm.
right. But I know that she's listening because the next day or the next, time that this particular situation comes up, she deals with it
The
differently.
thing is, I may have found out in that conversation that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But now I gotta roll with it.
Right.
I'm rolling with it.
Well,
I'm wrong as shit, but I'm rolling with it. I'll be wrong. You be right tomorrow.
Better,
right
you
now,
can show me better than
done.
tell me.
Yo, she told her, so she
That's
she
my
admitted-
toxic trait.
So she admitted that to our group one time, and they was all laughing. Where basically, if we beefing, and like she just said, she'll realize in the conversation, like, damn man, but she gonna stick to her guns
Shit, I fucked up. Okay.
because she can't.
That's when you get the stupid look.
She can't fold right now.
No.
And then tomorrow she gonna do something different. I'm like, yeah,
Whole time though,
Sometimes-
she knows she effed up.
But sometimes it might take a couple of days. It might take a couple of days because I can remember.
I ain't say nothing.
Okay, because I can remember we might have went like a week, maybe. I don't feel like it went past a week though.
Just let me know why you mad at me. Like, don't just be mad. I'm like, I come in and you attitude up. I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm like, damn, what the fuck I did, y'all? I gotta cut the grass or something. I ain't do no dumb shit like that. but then you catch an attitude because you don't know why she mad at you. Then she wanna come like ain't nothing wrong. Like, nah, nigga, what you doing, yo? Like, I don't even know why you still mad at me. I got an attitude now because you had one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But whole time she already like, why don't you just say what's wrong? And look at you like,
and then she ain't mad.
You don't know.
Right.
and I still don't know.
You supposed to know.
Still don't know.
You supposed to know. Yeah.
I still don't know why she had attitude 1,300 times ago. But she ain't got nothing else, so we rolling with it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta take them wins when you get them.
Hey, pick and choose them L's, boy.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
so with communication and with the conflict resolution, we all kind of talked about it. Knowing, understanding and evolving with your why is what keeps it all together. Because you know who you are to each other. You talked about it. Being, friends, being with your spouse. You understand the importance of that relationship, so you're gonna make sure that you handle things in a certain way. And I think it's problematic sometimes with couples when people get so deep in their feelings that they put the blinders on and they looking at the person that they proclaim to love, but they seeing red and they don't even see them for who they are. They so stuck in the issue that they go hard and then they do things and say things that sometimes it's hard to come back from.
Relationship, I just thought about this when you said it. Relationship is like, sometimes how they say in the street, you don't make decisions, you don't make emotional decisions.
Yeah, you can't.
That's relationships. Most of your decision making is emotion based. So if you're in the street and you make an emotional decision, that can hurt you. It can hurt a lot of people around you. It can be unnecessary. The fact that you made the emotional decision, you know what I'm saying? So just think about when you're in a relationship, 90% of your decisions is an emotional decision because you're emotionally attached to this person. You know what I mean? So if you have time, so that's when she said, you need time, you need a break.
Sometimes
The break is, so whatever emotion is going on, you can sit back, think about it, see what's wrong, see what the issue is. Take the emotion out of it. And then you can really think about, you know what, yeah, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Or Yeah, she fucked up, but she ain't gonna say she fucked up.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You know
You
what
know
I'm
that, so you just
If she look, if we wake up tomorrow and she good, I know she's accepted the fact. If not, then we gonna have a fucking problem. 'Cause I don't know what that is, though.
Then I gotta figure this thing out,
But
right?
yeah, yo, but that's, relationship is based on emotional decisions. So if you're gonna make emotional decisions, you kind of gotta be careful with it. You know what I mean? Like, make it count, should I say?
What I like to say with that is, it's like an ongoing battle between your heart and your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So your reasoning and your emotions are at war.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the strategies and one of the techniques that I use with mostly with young people, but also we use it with our couples, is dialectical behavioral therapy, where they talk about the ends of the spectrum, where the reasoning and the emotions are at war. But the balance between the two is when you're in the place of wisdom, that wise mind, where now you're in touch with your feelings, you're in touch with the reasoning, and you're able to kind of make rational decisions, understanding both ends. I know. Look at me.
I'm listening.
Look at the social worker. She
DBT
over
at
there like, look,
its
she like,
finest.
she's like, I hate that class. Look, like, but no, seriously, it's
effective though. It is very effective.
And so being conscious of, how you feel, you don't want to dismiss your feelings. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in touch with it, but you also got to kind of be reasonable and think about it rationally.
That's why you got to be careful with that.
And so, but here's the thing though, and again, knowing yourself, because there are times that I know for me, I go to the rational end sometimes, and can be too rational. Not that my feelings aren't there, but I'm looking at things like black and white, like, all right, this. You know what I'm saying?
But the fact that you're able to say that and recognize it is huge, because some people, they could possibly get lost and not be able to pinpoint those things.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to move on.
Absolutely. So again, that war between your heart and your mind is big, and you gotta be able to try to find that balance to really make sure that you.
Football.
Oh my God, no.
Here we go.
Let me take football out. I'm gonna say sport. I'm gonna say sport.
We already know what you're talking about.
Right. I'm gonna say sport. Sport helps you, with a lot of things in life if you was really into sports. And one of the things is knowing how to control your emotions, knowing how to pinpoint what the issue is, make a decision, and act on the decision.
That's why you got me fucked up. Because I ain't played nothing.
But you have a significant other right here who helps you.
I don't have an athletic bone in my body, so I don't know shit about that.
Well, you lucky.
But what's funny though, right? As you say that, so our January session, we talked about marriage.
You gonna get it.
Yeah, she crazy.
She
right?
gonna get it.
So we talked about marriage in three aspects, right? We looked at, the topic was defining marriage. So we talked about marriage as a business, marriage as a team, marriage as a covenant. And so those three concepts, the business is more about me, right? When you go into business, what you trying to do? You're trying to capitalize, trying to make money. You want to be successful. What am I gonna get out of this, right? The covenant is more like a contract. It's more like my commitment to you. So that's about your partner. That's about your spouse. And then the team is about us. You know what I mean? What do we do as a team? So when you mentioned sports, realistically, sports really taught me how to...
A lot of it.
Understanding that my decisions affect more than just me, right? So if I don't do my job on the team, I'm impacting everybody that's on the team. So I got to take my job seriously. I got to own it. I got to do what I'm supposed to do. So those are the types of things that sports do, baby.
Yeah.
You got it. You ain't play sports, but you a team player.
That's just the hater coming out. That's all. I'm gonna call it like how I call it.
I'm the team manager.
Yeah, the team
manage
hater
the
too.
team.
She's the team hater too. All the teams got a hater on the
The
team.
team follows my direction.
No matter how good your team is, you always gonna have a team hater. And team hater 1 and team hater 2 right here. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, that's just what it is.
They got their own mascots and everything. They got their own. They on your team.
What's our mascot?
But they got their own uniforms and mascot and everything.
What's our mascot? What's our mascot?
A big ass H. That's your mascot, a big ass H with eyes in the middle. I see you haters. Yeah.
Stupid.
Might have to get a jacket.
Yeah. See, look at you. Been a team hater fan already. Look at you. Get y'all uniform together.
Alright. So what's y'all? What would you say y'all as a couple? What would you say y'all biggest strength is? What is y'all thing, man? Like if somebody say, where's Aesha? What is that thing that y'all hang y'all hat on that people know about y'all that defines y'all?
I don't know, yo.
That's a good question.
Yeah, nobody never asked me that.
I've never actually thought about that.
It's a hell of a question, Weezy.
I'm gonna give y'all some homework then.
I ain't taking this at home.
I never thought about that.
Oh, that's a good question, yo.
I would say genuine love.
Alright. Okay, alright. I don't know.
I think that from day one, when we first met, it still feels like
Day one.
Nothing ever changed. And something that I always think about, because I go back to that moment when we first met, how we were friends before we got into a relationship. So I think at that point that was truly that genuine love, and I always think back to those moments, and when I compare, nothing has changed from that moment of when we
now that he asked that, you say that, probably that, yo. I don't know, yo. She she my nigga. That's my bitch. That's my wife. It's my homegirl. It's my homeboy. She can hang out with my friends without me being there and won't miss a beat. That's documented. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, yo. Just when you become friends naturally and you start to naturally love somebody, she my friend. The friendship is no different from Dwayne Green, Brian Jackson, Sean Jackson, Dante Jones, Tyrone Jones. We all met, even though we met how we met, the attraction was a mutual, natural attraction, and we just so happened to become friends. It ain't say we was going to be friends, as we just became friends. But me and her, we was just look, we gonna be friends, y'all. I'm like, dog, take give me a little ass on the side or something. But we hung out and
man, we had fun, man.
yeah,
we still had fun.
We hung out
we still had fun.
So I can't talk.
I can't y'all at the Christmas party.
I can't answer that question. I don't know, yo. I never thought about it, but
guess what?
I can't answer that question.
You did. So y'all strengths,
Friendship and fun.
that friendship and that foundation is solid.
Mm-hmm.
Now foundation, that's important. That's very, very, very important. There's no doubt in my mind about if anything was to happen to me, if anything was to happen to the kids, if anything was to happen to somebody in my family that's not even her family that need to be taken care of, there's no doubt in my mind she gonna take that place right there. If I had to do it, and if I can't, she gonna step up. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's a lot, yo. It's a lot of things. I can't really say right now, think about them, but it's a lot, yo. But when you got time with somebody, it just, you go through shit. You figure out how to get through it. You might not like the other person for a minute, but that's when you build foundation. You know what I mean? When you feel like you at your worst, they help you out, take care of you. When they at that worst, you look out, take care of them. And y'all both at your worst, y'all don't even want to be around each other. And I hate you, nigga. Fuck you, your mother, your aunt, your kids.
Hey,
We got the same kids. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got the same kids. But you feel that way, though. You know what I'm saying? But when you go through all that and you come out of it, yo, and you look at it and you look at how you came out of it, that's why we were talking about earlier. You got to understand and, for one, know who you are. Know who you are. Know who you with. Have an understanding whatever that may look like, whatever they may sound like, whatever the case may be. I don't know. You just communicate, and that's all I can say. Just if you communicate, a lot of it is communication, yo.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, communicate. But I don't know. That's to directly answer it. I don't know. But it's a lot. We got time, and so
I think y'all captured it. I think y'all did. Just that foundation is really strong.
And we can see it too, though. So like when I'm looking at other people go through certain things, and now I'm like, they don't even know they built a foundation. Like, if they gonna be with each other, like if they not gonna be with each other, then that's just what that is.
But you gotta know how to weather the storm.
If they gonna be with each other, they already build a foundation.
You gotta weather the storm, because it's gonna be something that might come up, and I think we probably. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I feel like we came to that point at one time.
Guess what? So don't hold that thought,
okay.
Because I'm gonna say one thing and I'm gonna get you right to it. Because my next question was one of your biggest challenges or biggest hurdles that you had to overcome in your relationship. So that's you were kind of talking about weathering the storm. So that's, I wanted to give you a chance to go ahead and dive into that.
So. Of course, when you have a family, you come, and this is probably just one example that I can think of. You raising kids, you base some of your parenting off of the way that your parents parented you. So it's some things that you might say, I'm not going to do that when I raise my kids or when I have kids, or it may be something like I'm gonna make sure that my kids know this, this, and this. So we came from two different sides of the track. I mean, he was from East Side, I was from West Side. I'm just putting it out there. So
we came from two different classes.
Two different classes. Well, yeah, I guess. And the way that he may have been raised was different from the way that I was raised, but I think we came together to say this is how we are going to parent our kids. And we may have gotten into some disagreements about certain things that may have came up with our children, but you have to learn how to kind of come together and compromise and kind of build from that. So I can remember instances where that may have happened, but we were able to kind of talk through that and process it and be able to say, okay, this is what is going to be moving forward, whatever the case may be. And we never had any other issues with that. I think we look at what the primary goal is, and then we kind of build from there. But I can't say that we've learned. I think that we've learned to be able to diffuse things so that they don't get to that point. Would you agree?
Yeah, because I was don't begin with Like you I'm just being honest. Like when you got time with anybody, you know, that's why I said you got to know who that person is. When you know who that person is and you know who you are, you probably already know what's going to trigger them, what they're going to get upset about. And you look at it like, man, some of the shit, you're like, man, I ain't worried about that shit. She's upset or he upset for reasons that I ain't even tripping off of, so just let him be upset. So she can be upset about something, I'll just be like, all right.
He will do that there.
What I'm gonna do? Like, you upset, you mad. Fuck, you want me to be mad because you mad?
Yes.
So now I'm gonna follow
I know, we want that.
That's why I'm following the leader now. That's what I'm doing.
You're a team player, remember?
Yeah, but sometimes it depends on
what you follow the quarterback or some shit.
See, you messing it up.
I don't know.
You messing it up, and you don't do that.
I don't know. You follow one of them motherfuckers. Oh, you follow the ball.
She'll be straight by this season.
Listen.
Before when the men back play.
Listen, she don't even say nothing. Like, so I'm like, all right, just don't. She tried to. I'm like, look.
I know that is his happy medium. Just sports in general.
Let me say this.
Let me finish. So sports, he'll say that it's not all year round, but it's all. It's all year round.
It's from September to June.
All year round.
It's
You
like-
watch football, you watch basketball.
That's it.
Sometimes you might even watch cornhole. No, I'm just like,
I watched it during the pandemic.
during the pandemic, it was cornhole and dice, I think.
Marbles.
Marbles, yeah.
I didn't watch it, but that's what they had on ESPN at the time. They
But
were showing Cornhole and Marbles.
I respect, and I don't know why he'll say this. Like, I do not remember football really being there when we first got together. I don't remember it. He said that it's always been, and it probably was. Maybe it's just that I never
You
like.
tolerated it different.
Yeah, maybe I did. I probably
gets old
tolerated
after you
it
remember
different.
somebody.
But now
No.
it seemed like I'm like, wait a minute, is football taking my place?
She
What's
say
going
this. This what she
on?
say. This what she say. This what she say. Not now, but a few years ago at one time, she said this. I asked, I said, well, what's the problem with me in football? Like, you ain't gonna win that battle, so I just need to know, like, what's the problem? What's the issue with it?
Look, football ain't
But
my
that's what I'm
side
saying.
chick.
See-
That's your sister wife. Football is her sister wife.
So, like I said, this one of the things. Like, we talking about it. So, regardless of what the conversation may sound like, you gotta have that honest conversation. So I say, yo, like, you're not gonna win that. So that's just what that is. Like, football was there before you. It's gonna be there during you and after you.
Make sure you
Ain't
say
nothing you can do about
you
it.
say that.
So, what's the issue with it? You know what she said to me? I feel like football is the only thing that compete with me. I said, well, you lost that then. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that.
This what you gotta do, yo. Take her ass out in the backyard at the freshly cut grass.
I want to tackle her ass.
Draw some lines out there and let her run that little route. You should throw the tongue. If she catch it, yo, you
Touchdown, huh?
I had, but being in a relationship, those sacrifices that you got to make. Like, I was being selfish because I was used to you.
And I couldn't understand, like, why?
He
what's the
couldn't
problem?
understand
Yo,
it. Like, he was like, I don't understand. This is something that I love and I cherish.
You gotta go to some games. Go to a game.
So. You want me to tell him?
You can tell her.
So I'm like,
It wasn't
I'm
nothing to tell,
gonna go to a game with you. You get season tickets. He gets season tickets every year. He's in like the clubhouse and all of that. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to a game with you. I'm gonna try to see what it is that you love
And I was
so
saying something
much.
after she finished, but I didn't say nothing.
So we go, and I'm like, where's everybody at? Why is this supposed to be like a football game, but it seems like everybody is not here. Like, what's going on? Come to find out, I believe it might have been a scrimmage
It was a
game
preseason game.
or a preseason game. So come to find out, people don't really come to preseason like that. And I was like, why didn't I come to like a game?
You want me to answer that now?
Yeah.
She shitted on football so long, yo. Why I'm gonna take you somewhere where I love and you shitted on it so much?
I wanted to learn about
All
it.
right, but I'm asking you though, why I'm gonna take you to a real situation when you shitted on it for so long?
Like you punished from football. You going to almost.
I can't get it.
So when I say, all right, no, I'm gonna take you. Just, let me see how you react to it.
It was a preseason.
But I just need to see how you react.
It wasn't
So that was the test.
I can't even
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm like, you come here for this?
So he was giving you the test.
That's what I said. I want to see how she kind of, sort of, but no. Because she worried about the people now. I'm like, yo, this is the football game.
And I'm like,
Where everybody at?
so you don't sit in your seats, you sit in the clubhouse? Like, what is the purpose of that?
I never sit in my seat. I don't know why.
Like,
I think ADD or something. I ain't never got diagnosed with that, but I think I can't sit down. So see, I can say this. I can sit down. I don't have to be. I watch football from a different perspective, so I don't have to sit in my seat. Only time I sat in my seat is when I took Chico and me and him sat down. That was the only time I ever sat in my seat. Other than that, I'm sitting in the aisle watching the game.
You know what I mean?
But getting back to the topic, she shitted on football for so long.
But think about it. I shitted on it because I didn't know. Like, I'm sorry. I was not born and raised on football.
I wasn't born and raised. I was raised on it. I wasn't born.
Right, okay,
She was
so
about
I don't understand that. I don't understand the love that you have, but I'm learning. I am learning.
It took you like 20-something years.
Yeah, you're right. Well, because I couldn't understand it. I still don't know. He'd walk me through stuff. I'd be like, okay, so what's that? He'll tell me, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to remember that. But okay, I get what he's saying for the moment. But,
and the whole time
I think
she shitted on football, yo.
No, but I think it emerged.
You mad about
Like,
that?
prime example.
Because I couldn't understand,
No.
why you
I think
like
she just
this?
So think about this.
Because I love this. Why you
Right,
like this?
you love this. So just like it's certain things that I love, you try.
I never shit on though. I never shit on
okay, you
it.
never
Did I?
shitted on
I never shitted on it.
Think about
I
that.
might didn't like it at the time, didn't understand it, but I never shitted on it and I embraced it.
Okay, maybe.
See, that's right there.
But
Not gonna say.
but it's a different perspective though. She just said it. She felt like football she was competing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she looked at
And she
football like
didn't
another
have
shit.
to. That's what it was.
Yeah.
She didn't have to feel like football was competing. Just like, just let me do football, yo. Like the fuck. Like football was there before you.
I love it.
But I think that's
It was
where the
there.
problem was. It might have been there, but I don't remember seeing it.
Because you, no.
The game was on, but y'all was doing
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like you was occupied in the moment of blase blah, and then it could have been times when you ain't know where I was at. I might have been at a football game, doing football shit, whatever. You know.
I don't think it was
That's
ever,
when we was friends.
I don't think it was ever a time where I didn't know where we were.
Right, so that's why I understand why. Like I ain't. That was one thing I was like, damn, yo, like. You know how like you try to think about something like, damn, why is this person like this and shit? I'm like, yo, why does he feel like this towards football? Like,
Alright, well, we okay.
I looked at it, I was like, look, we just gonna have a problem.
You said
Like,
you did. So I had
But
to
then,
learn to accept
she,
it.
like I said, when she knew, like, oh, damn, like, I ain't got nothing coming with this, so it's like kind of like, oh, I gotta join her. Just like I did with her thing.
What?
I don't know.
What?
What
which
her thing?
Which one you talking about?
Right, all of them.
all of them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never. A lot of the shit you were doing when we met, I joined you. If I could. I ain't never say, nah, yo, fuck that, yo, no, man, I ain't never. I never did that. Come on, let's go. Yeah, baby. That's why I couldn't understand, like, yo, if you love me, why you can't love football? Like, you ain't even gotta love it. Just let me love it. Like, just let me love
And
it.
because you love it, I love you.
There it is.
Right.
There
So
you go.
we shouldn't have had that at the beginning. It
Yeah,
should
but
have took 20 years.
unfortunately,
That's the
that's
growth.
a
That's the
part
foundation.
that-
You said it. You
yes.
see people going through shit. That's their they build a
I
foundation.
didn't understand it at the time. That was something that came from. I mean, you've been playing football since you was like young, so
Right. 7 years old.
right. So I didn't understand it, and I learned as we were together.
And
it's
you know
like,
what? I think
oh,
learn from other people speaking on it.
probably
Not from
so.
me.
That happens sometimes.
Because when I do, I get it like the hater. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that. That been 10 years ago and all that. But that was a part of my journey that helped me to be the man and the husband that you got right now. That's a big part of it. That's probably 50% of it. Other than the other fucked up shit. But that was the positive shit. That was the positive thing that made me who I am for real. You know what I'm saying? The other shit was the other shit, but that was the thing I took for me. It was like, you know what? That sport, I ain't gonna keep saying football, but this sport itself kept me out of a lot of trouble. And it taught me how to deal with a lot of shit. It taught me how to read people, taught me how to, anyway.
So, I know we had some good we had conversations about everything, but one
You're
thing
my friend, Dwayne.
I know, man. One thing that stood out to me, and we kind of got in common, just you guys kind of made a move, and then obviously years later we did, but talk a little bit about how you guys establish boundaries.
Boundaries with what?
With folks outside of you. We talked about the stuff when we were moving up and just kind of, different things with family and things like that. So like those types of things, that's one of the concepts that we kind of deal with our couples, really establishing firm and positive boundaries, within your relationship, because, when you lock in and when you commit to somebody, everybody's not going to see what you see. Everybody's not going to understand the trajectory of where you're going. Everybody ain't going to understand the moves you're making. They're not going to understand. You got to set boundaries.
Pretty much, you got to kind of carry it like fuck them. Like mind your business. When you mind your business and you doing what you doing, you ain't got time to be worrying about other people's business. And then you ain't got time to be worrying about what somebody thinking about you, what they gonna say. When we choose and make decisions, we make them and we deal with them. Mm-hmm. We don't ask for nobody input because ain't nobody gonna help us with the outcome of it. Ain't nobody gonna help us do the shit. So whatever decision we make, we gonna go through with that shit, regardless of if it's good, if it ain't working out. We gonna try to work it out. But sometimes, quitting is not quitting. Saying enough is not enough is not quitting. Sometimes you gotta know when to give up.
All the decisions that we've made has been us as a couple and how it would benefit our family. We sit down, we talk about things, we plan it out. There's not any like rash decisions that's made. When it comes to like outside people, it don't affect us because it's kind of like, how are they impacting us? They really not. They're outside. You on the outside looking in. That's funny, ain't it?
That's the inside thing.
That's the inside thing. But you are on the outside looking in. You don't pay our bills. You don't do anything.
Let me say this. I'm sorry. When we was moving up, when we was looking to move, we didn't even decide on Pennsylvania yet. It was Pennsylvania. It was
Delaware.
No, not
kind of Delaware. We was talking about that.
Pennsylvania, Texas, Georgia, and then like the Carolinas, right? We talking, we debating on all these things, and so she's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to move here. I don't want to go here. And I'm like, why? Cause my family not here and all this. I'm like, fuck them. Like, do they take care of us?
When he said, and I mean,
no,
the way that he said it.
Do they, what do they do for us? But
he was right. He was absolutely right. I'm like, it caused me to think, like, that's right. Like, what?
I can see if they help us with the kids. Like, don't nobody do nothing for us. Not saying that we didn't need it, but during the time, we did everything ourselves anyway. Whatever was going on with us, with the Wiggins, we did that shit. So you mean to tell me you don't want to move away because your family, they take care of you? Oh, okay, like, I want to know why you don't want to move away. I'll go. I like challenges, yo. I take chances, like.
And I never was really, I think that's one thing that I learned from him, because I never was a person that really took chances. I always needed.
Had to be safe.
Yeah, I was always playing it safe within that safe zone, but always being a plan B person. Like, okay, if this don't work out, then what's plan B? I always needed that plan B. He was the one that kind of taught me.
Your plan B gotta be your plan A sometimes.
Yeah, he was kind of that person that taught me to kind of step outside and take those chances. And sometimes, I mean, it might be risky, but if you don't take those chances, you may not ever get to be the epitome.
You gotta take chances in life just to see where you at in life. Like, and I'm just talking about this as who you are. Can I accept the decisions that I made in life? Mm-hmm. Can I do that? Can I accept the responsibility that come with all the decisions I just made? If we move to Pennsylvania and it don't work out, fuck it, it don't work out. But we gonna make it work out. Mm-hmm. That's the best fucking decision I ever made, y'all.
And I did not want to. I did not.
And I'm not even saying Pennsylvania, I'm saying this moving away.
Right. I did not.
So on that, I want y'all to come back and finish that, but I want to just interject real quick. So that statement right there, making a decision, not being scared to fail, right? Mm-hmm. I was married, divorced. When I met her, I was like, yo, I'm not getting married. It's over. I'm done with that. I didn't even want to.
We said we're being whore.
Right.
We just said, where the bitches at?
I was
That's why I left that party like I'm going with you.
Ellie seen that. Ellie said, no, nigga. She said, Karen, I see y'all Monday at work. I'm gonna fuck with Weezy tonight.
Look, I ain't even drive my fucking car because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going home with him. I don't give a fuck what he got planned.
What you said? I ain't fucking nothing. I'm working my monkey on y'all. I'm sorry if you didn't let nobody know that, but that's what you was doing, nigga.
So
See, you
really,
should have your friends up here, know your business and shit, y'all.
so I was at a place where I was like, I learned myself, right? And I got to a place where I was like, you know what, man? I don't want to be married. I'm gonna be a single dad. I'm gonna take care of my kids when I got them. When I don't have them, I'm just gonna have fun. And so when we met, I was like, look, we talked. I was like, yo, look, we can hang out and all that. We said it earlier, right? But like, it was just something like probably when she bought me that food one day. You know, she set me up, man. I was home.
That was a trick, yeah.
I thought you might be hungry. You know. But you know, again, I was like, hold up. I had heard this at the church I was going to. This lady came and was talking about how she was with her husband, how she raised up her daughters and her nieces and her granddaughters, the type of women they were for their men. I was like, yo, okay, if I don't have what she talking about, I'm definitely not getting married. Because after hearing that, the standard is now, yesterday's price is not today's price. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's what it is. And when I met her, I'm like, I started saying stuff, and I'm like, hold up. I got scared, dog. I was like, yo, hold up.
How long were you scared?
I don't know.
Oh, probably fucking a day. I mean, what the fuck?
Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask
Hold on, we getting to that because you're gonna get a chance to do that. You're gonna get a chance to ask us a question.
I'm gonna forget, so go ahead.
All right, ask it now then.
All right. How did you know? I can't ask you because you probably do a female. You already probably. How did you know she gonna be the one I'm gonna marry? Cause you just say I ain't getting married and all that.
Yeah, man.
But you seen it some kind of way. Where did you see that?
So it's crazy because the way we met, we met she's working with my sister, and she was at my niece's birthday party. You know, she was there with her kids. I came late with my kids. We had a football scrimmage. So when we got there, I was talking to one of my little cousins. His son used to play for me, and I was like, yo, why you ain't bring your son out to play? You know, he should have played with us some more. And he was like, well, you know, my baby mother, man, I gotta do everything. She ain't doing this and this and that. And she was in the room when we were sitting there, and she just interjected like, well, as a parent, you know, sometimes you gotta sacrifice. I was like, oh shit.
So you knew I was gonna be the one that day?
No.
Oh.
But it was just intriguing to me. I was like, and so it was a conversation going on about, you know, the shit that parents do, taking your kids to activities, all that. And so I was like, she's kind of intriguing. She kind of sounds like me. You know what I mean? And so it was like, you know, as time went on, of course, social media, I found her. And it's funny because I told her this a couple weeks ago. I actually friend requested somebody named Ebony. Thinking it was her.
And it wasn't her.
Yeah, it was her. But
Was you sending her a message and everything?
No. That was just a friend request. But then it was like all in the same day. I friend requested one person, then I friend requested her, and like when we started talking, you know, again, like literally, I was like, I ain't gonna call her. I said, no, I ain't calling her. She worked with my sister. I know where my mind is right now. I'm not calling her. And so when I finally, reached out.
Fuck my life up. I was gonna fuck his life up.
My life was already fucked up. So what you talking about?
Facts.
So when we started talking, it was just like we both was like, look, we ain't looking, man, we can hang out, and we kind of hung out, and it was cool. You know, we would hang out a couple times, and a few times we hung out, and you know, one day we went out and she started saying some real slick stuff. I was like, oh, okay, this is it right here. Yeah, you going home tonight.
So was that night the night you said, you know what?
No. So that was her night though.
That was his whole night. He just wanted something.
No.
I ain't agreeing to it, but all right.
And I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, he cool. He got all these qualities. But we got to seal a deal now because I don't want to go no further. If it
ain't going no further.
Right.
Like, if he ain't
that's
going to the bedroom, I'm
See,
like, so let's go in and try
That's
this
why I
shit.
asked you, because you already knew when. That's why I'm asking him. When did you know when, though? You didn't answer that question yet. When did you know
I'm trying to
Ebony, I don't know what your maiden name is, last name. Bird. When did you know Ebony Bird was going to be Mrs. Mrs. how they say it, Dwayne Green?
So, probably,
I don't want to be Mrs. Dwayne Green.
Probably when we were at that event and she was like, I'm going with you.
Right.
Cause the next morning we was both late for work because cause she parked near her friend house.
Sound like me.
So I had to take her to her car. And we sat out in the car talking probably for another hour, and we both went to work late because I think after I dropped her off in the car, she still had to go home and then get whatever. So we both went to work late, and I was driving to work after I dropped her off. I was like, okay, wow, you know what I'm saying? And like our kids met New Year's Eve, they came over, and then like New Year's Eve was like on a Tuesday. Then that weekend they came over. And they never went back home.
That was it, huh?
That was a wrap. Like,
so
and
so it did?
And so that was done. Like at that point, like, so I think it was after we went to that.
Because it was 2 weeks later after the party.
Yeah, literally 2 weeks after the party, it was over. That was it.
I called her. Well, she called me one day and asked me for some money. Called me, asked me for some money to pay our car payment.
Oh, yeah, I probably do.
I said, all right, look, check this out. Before I give you this money, though, I don't want to be friends no more. We go together. You down with that? All right, yeah, I got it. You got it, boy. I'll pay your car back.
Yeah.
Straight like that. That's what it was.
Oh,
that's what it was?
No, well, like she said earlier, we was always spending time with each other.
I mean,
and I was out, and at this time, I was outside.
We were spending a lot of time together.
I was in school, and I was outside.
That's why.
So I ain't had time for like nothing.
So when they said about them being late for work, it made me think about. So at the time he was in school.
I'm in school. Like I said,
he going to a trade school,
and I was outside. So as soon as I come from school, I'm outside till midnight.
But he still found time to like call me. But when he was going to school, I can remember like. It was times where he wouldn't even go to school, and not to say that it's a good thing.
Yeah, she's a bad influence.
But he said, I'm a bad influence. We would spend that much time together where you had somebody coming to pick you up for school, and he going to the window like, yeah, yo, I ain't going today. And I'm like, he gotta go to school. I was sitting there thinking like,
it's 12.
Not going to school.
It was 13 weeks. No, it was 12 weeks in a semester, right? I missed 11 fucking Mondays. The only Monday I didn't miss was the first week Monday, but every Monday after that, I think I missed because I was hanging out. Cause I told you I was outside. When you outside, you celebrate by going to the club. Back then, you know what I mean? Cause you fresh in the motherfucker, you know what I mean? Boy, you want some drinks with this? But then she always wound up over at the house and I ain't going to school.
Because I was at the club.
Right. Because we was friends. You know what I'm saying? So she at the club doing what she doing. I'm at the club. We at the same club. I'm doing what I'm doing. And she got dudes all in her face. And I'm like, damn, you got niggas all in your face. I'll holler at you later. Literally, later. I'm hollering at her though. You know what I'm saying? I missed 11 Mondays, y'all. And my teacher was like, Anthony, when you here, man, you do all the work, you do all your homework, but 30% of the class credit is attendance. You missed 11 Mondays. You missed 40% of the class. Well, no. Yeah, he said 40% of the class. So I had to take that class over, yo.
So I was like,
the course,
I said, forget that.
Course, you
gonna buckle down. And you buckled down.
And that was the thing, like I was focused on outside in school. Not even her.
You were still going to school when we moved, though, right?
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
so
She wound up moving.
she made me realize, like, listen, you doing something now that, I know you outside, but you still doing something that if you finish and complete
Set you up.
you good for life. You can take this for life. So the fact that I missed those 11 Mondays, I felt the course, right? And the teacher was like this. This is what he said. He said, normally when somebody fail out for attendance, we just go ahead and just put them out. You know? He was like, but when you here, you're not a bad student. You do what you're supposed to do. You just got to be it. You know? He said, this is what I'm going to do. He said, the next class is filled up from the other class coming, right? He said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sign you up for the following class, which is the first semester kids. By the time 3 months go by, it'll be their time to come. So he said, you got to wait 3 months. So now I know he tested me. Because a lot of people, they might have flunked out and they can come right back, but they don't come back, you know, they don't finish, you know. So he said, you can't start with the next class, but I'm gonna sign you up for the previous class or the next class that's after that. You gotta wait 3 months though. 3 months come, you come back, you do good, I'll let you continue the course. Okay, back. We shook on it, me and the professor at the time. We shook on it. I came home, talked to her. Before then, that's when she came to me and she said to me, you got something that can follow you for the rest of your life. You need to focus on this. And we wasn't even really like together yet like that. I ain't tell her she's my girlfriend yet. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I said this to myself. I said, God forbid nothing happened to me. I'm gonna hit the streets hard for 3 months. I'm gonna hit them. I'm talking about whatever comes with being outside, I'm with it. I'm 100% in. The bullshit, all that. I'm 100% in.
3 months.
But when them 3 months up, I gotta lock down. Mm-hmm. I gotta lock down, yo. So them 3 months came, I was a different dude in the street, yo, because I knew what I was setting up to do. You know what I'm saying? 3 months I hit the streets, yo. I was with the shit. I did shit I ain't proud of now. But I did it though. I was outside, so I had to do shit to make sure I came home at night. You know what I mean? A week before it was time for me to go back to school. Oh, I don't want to say this. I'm not gonna say it. I had something, right? It was worth a couple dollars. Fuck it. I made an oath to myself. I gotta keep that. I gave that shit away, yo. When I gave it away and who I gave it to, they was like, yo, what you doing? I said, yo, I'm done. I can't, I got something going on right now I need to focus on. You giving this to me? Yeah, yo, like, shit, we've been rocking for 3 months. You ain't know what I was doing, but this you, yo, like, whatever you, just be careful, get on your feet, do what you do, yo. Just be careful out there. From that day, yo, I got a friend for life, yo. Do whatever I asked him to do. You know, he look out for me, put it like that. I'm gonna say he look out for me, you know what I mean? But from that day, I ain't doing this no more. I went back to school, yo, and I went through. I think out of that remainder of the courses I had, I think I probably maybe missed about 4 days. That was it. So as the teacher came to me like, damn, what you alright? Everything okay?
So she kept you out of school, and then she locked you down.
She kept me out of school, but then she put the bug in my head yo, like this ain't
she
like.
You locked down.
Not to say that it ain't you,
no.
But I see something different in you. Like I see more than outside. Like yeah, that's helping us. That's helping us out right there, boy. You know what I mean? We fly stuff. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't want you to do that no more, though. Like what you doing, I like that. You know, and she said it to me too, because I always asked like, yo, why you like me? Like, what was the difference from? Because I knew the dudes who I didn't know them, but I knew what kind of dudes she used to date. I'm totally different from them, y'all. Totally different. I was like, yo, what was different about me? She's like, no, cause you this and this. You always had another kind of thought process, and I was like, oh, okay. Fine, motherfucker, but all right. You know what I'm saying?